corner. Back to turn 2. Hall will make the move on the outside and get the lead back over Brewer. Sitting in second is Chris Brewer. It's Hall and Brewer. Brewer 2 and 3 as they go to 3.
Hey, Wesley?
Yes.
Size doesn't matter.
Off the corner. It is still Larry Hall.
These little cars put on such great racing. These in the Champ Karts, which unfortunately not here tonight. Many of those guys, most of those Champ Kart guys still dealing with damage from Hurricane Florence and all that.
Yes.
So
and
why they weren't able to come tonight, most of those guys out of Cape Carteret.
Battle for the lead. Heating up. Battle for turn 4, Andy. We'll let you get back to that comment in a minute.
Here comes the 6 again of Matthew Brewer to the outside of Larry Hall. Hall's holding steady there.
Back straight
But here
away.
he comes to the outside as they head off into turn 3.
Back straight away, turn 3. Brewer trying to make a move on the bottom of the racetrack. Now he'll climb the outside of the bank and off of turn 4. Inside goes Larry Hall. Now Brewer will fan back down to the bottom. Now they'll play cat's eye with one each other. Sneaky peek, Simon says. Brewer, Hall reels him in again off 2.
These cars, the drafting, the way they're racing, this is phenomenal racing as we got a battle also now for the 4th position.
Is that Wayne Bubba Todd starting to get back on the high horse and starting to come back to the front? It is in the 78 and the 06.
Here comes the 06. Yeah,
Stephen
Brewer.
The Brewer, the top
the whole
4.
Brewer clan, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But one of the Brewers wants the lead. Here comes Matthew Brewer once again to the outside of Larry Hall. And again, they're side by side. Matthew Brewer to the outside in the black number 6. Larry Hall on the inside in the blue number 7, side by side for the turn 1. It was a dead heat at the line that time. It has been every single lap just about between these guys. This one's coming to a photo finish.
You're exactly right, and we're working 9 to go now as they go to turn 3, side by side. Brewer goes up the racetrack. Larry Hall on the bottom. We're halfway home. It is a 20-lap event, 10 down, 10 to go, and Brewer now reeling in the outside lane to close in on Hall, but Hall protects the bottom off of turn 2. We're set for the second half of the race as they go to 3.
Larry Hall defending on that inside line. It's a short way around, but Matthew Brewer goes to the top of the track, and he's getting that momentum off the corner that you so desperately need. And these are momentum-based cars. You've been in one. I've been in one. They're momentum-based cars. You're not letting off the gas. If you let off the gas, you're in trouble.
Yes.
You're staying in it wide open.
And here
full
comes
throttle
Brewer.
the whole way around as he's got the inside this time, and he's got the lead at least for a moment.
Matthew Brewer tried to make something work on the outside lane. Larry Hall shut the door, so he says, I'm going to go to the bottom. He'll make it work. New leader, Matthew Brewer now leads Larry Hall. Second lap traffic is in their way in turn 2 and 3.
Good job there by the 18 to get out of the way there. Let these guys battle it out. We'll see if the 33 of Easton Swain's going to do the same thing. Matthew Brewer out front, but he's giving up a lot of inside there. And here's Larry Hall battling back.
And we got one off the pace in the back straight away. He is limping at a snail's pace down the back stretch.
I believe
now
that's
drops
Chris
to the
Brewer
bottom.
in the 24.
Chris Brewer in no, that's the red car. The red 24. There's a yellow car that's got a car off the pace too. No caution yet. And okay, it might be Easton Swain still rolling there. Okay, it might be the 24. You're correct. Chris Brewer pulling in. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's the 36 of Steve Murray. So Steve Murray's machine is off the pace. We got now 6 laps to go, working lap 14. Matthew Brewer is out in front.
But here's Larry Hall to the inside again. It doesn't seem like Matthew Brewer is able to keep that car to the bottom here.
Look at these guys beside each other for the interval for the lead. 0.0008. We just
Larry
saw.
Hall to the lead. He's got it back into 3. Larry Hall, but here's Matthew Brewer. He's going to try to battle back to the outside.
Hall back to the bottom. Brewer to the outside lane, and they'll battle side by side again. 4 laps to go. This has been one hell of a mini cup race we've seen here for the big boys. The senior mini cups. What a show they're doing. Brewer to the outside. Oh, we got a caution. Caution's out. Late race caution with 4 laps to go. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
Trouble in turn 4. Bottom of the racetrack. Wayne Bubba Todd is spun back into the car up against the inside Pete retaining wall, and we have ourselves a late race caution with 5 laps remaining, Andy.
Whew. Catch your breath now. Let's just take a minute to breathe now, because we're going to be out of breath here.
And one of the
once again, what an incredible race!
One of the cool things we talked about, Andy, and I think we're both in agreement on this. We've raced these cars before. You do not start off at full speed. It's like Daytona or Talladega with the Cup Series and Xfinity of the trucks. You've got to get up to speed. You got a lap or two to get up to speed. These cars do kind of have restrictor plates on these mini Cup cars, but you give them a lap and a half, they're going to get the speed. So I'd say with about 2 laps to go, the pressure's going to pick up for Hall, Brewer, and Brewer, the top 4.
And the restart is going to be so critical. Obviously, the lead car, which is going to be Larry Hall, is going to control that. But if he has one little mistake there, if he slips off the gas a little bit there or gets a little out of shape, that could change things, because it's all about momentum with these cars.
Audiocast coverage of the Fireball 220 on the 3 and Out Sports Network is solely for the private, non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any publication, reproduction of the events without the express written consent of executive producers LaDonna Simone and Trey Snide of 3 and Out Sports Marketing is restricted and prohibited. Follow us at 3andoutradio.com and at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, 3 and Out Radio Network. Of course, race22.com is here as well. And, of course, you can follow Andy Marquise on social media.
Are they going to say this restart's good?
I don't know if this is going to stand.
I don't know if they're going to call that. That'll stand or not.
I don't know if they're going to throw yellow back out. They're talking about it on the radio. Maybe they're wanting to get this race done and over with, so it's going to stand. Back straightaway, and Brewer falling back
Steven
now.
Brewer putting the pressure on for second.
Yes,
Matthew
sir.
Brewer,
trouble, turn 4.
Cautions. It's the 24 of Chris Brewer.
Chris Brewer spins just at the main entrance of pit road off of the corner off turn 4.
And because they're going to revert to, we know the Martinsville controversy, you revert to the last completed lap.
You had to go there. You had to use that line, didn't you? Reverting back to the last completed lap, you are correct. So for that reason, I guess Larry Hall's going to get a mulligan, and he'll get. We don't have cameras now, darn it! Come on, reverting back to the last completed lap, as the rule book states, we're going to give Larry Hall the lead again, Andy Marquise.
But yeah, and I imagine
Bubba Wayne Todd coming to pit road in 78.
And he was involved in that previous caution.
He was.
I imagine the 6, he's going to, I mean, to me, one of the lessons you learned from Martinsville, I think, with Falk and some of the other restarts we've had over the years there, jump every restart. Jump the restart and hope you don't get called, especially
because
after.
Because
in that last restart, it looked like the 7 got a maybe too good a restart, but they let it stand.
Yeah.
And to me, that if you're the 6, jump every restart at this point. You know, go for it, jump it. What's the worst that could happen?
But here's the problem. Lynn Carroll's not in the booth. And LaVon Vance don't play that game, so you probably will get penalized here. So
they must have decided. I mean, because that last restart, the 7 got a really, really, really good start. But I wonder, with the way the 6 fell back, if the 6 just didn't get going, and that's why they went ahead and let that restart stand.
It could be. Yes, it could.
It's so hard, you know, to make those calls on these restarts.
Well, one thing for certain, the caution lights are extinguished around the speedway. We will go back for a restart. The field now at a snail's pace as they're creeping and crawling behind the back of the toe of the pace car down the back straightaway. That pace vehicle now with the lights off will now begin to accelerate here in just a moment.
Attrition has taken its toll. We're down to 5 with these.
We started 8, 9 cars. We're down to 5 now remaining. And the Brewer family, they're still in it. And don't count out Larry Hall, the sitting duck, so to speak, as he'll come to the line.
I'm not sure he'll be the sitting duck, the veteran Larry Hall in that car.
Doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Pace car's in. They're back at the firing line at the cone and the lines. Gringo's in the air. Much better start with 5 laps to go as the field goes to turn 1. But here comes Brewer.
Turn 1.
Matthew Brewer back on the outside. No, check that. That's the
Steven
silver. Steven Brewer. Steven Brewer wants his shot at immortality on the machine of Larry Hall. He'll take the lead into turn 3, and they come to speed, and 3 to 4 to go.
Meanwhile, we see Matthew Brewer behind them. He's trying to come back into this, but the lead, it belongs to Steven Brewer. He's going to clear the 7 of Larry Hall as they're off into turn 1 with 4 laps to go.
4 laps to go down the back straightaway. Out in front, Steven Brewer now. Larry Hall. Here comes Matthew Brewer
for second.
Got it in stereo. Up the racetrack with Brewer. And you got to wonder if that's the air, the drafting, the air. Because Brewer fishtailed. He got under the back end of Hall's car, and that momentum shifted him up the racetrack. What a save there for Brewer to win the 6.
Here's Brewer again to the outside. That's Matthew Brewer in the black 6 as they're coming to 2 laps to go.
Larry
out
Hall.
front, Stephen Brewer, Larry Hall. This has to be extremely frustrating for him. But out front, it is Stephen Brewer pulling away as the battle for second. They're side by side with 2 to go, and that is allowing. When you're the leader, that's what you want to see. The battle for second, side by side.
And another thing you want to see,
clean air.
As Hall cuts up in front of Chris Brewer, Brewer gets up under him again, getting the chrome horn. He's under his back door. White flags in the air. 1 lap to go. Chris Brewer up under the back end of Larry Hall for second, but the battle's for the win. Stephen Brewer leads the way as Matthew Brewer's off the pace, and Hall will clear second. They're coming to the checker flag.
And here comes Stephen Brewer to the checkered flag to score the victory. Larry Hall will come home second. Third place is going to belong to Matthew Brewer in a photo finish for 4th.
What a race. I was about to say it. You took the words right out of my mouth. That sounds like lyrics to a song by Meatloaf. Andy Marquise heading down trackside. He'll catch up with the top 3 in what was a wild 20-lap senior mini cup race that came down to the end. And, of course, when it's all said and done, the car number 06, Stephen Brewer, getting it done. Stephen Brewer winning in the mini cup. Second spot to Larry Hall, and Matthew Brewer coming and finishing in third. We'll be back and talk to our top 3 on the 3 and Out Sports Network coverage of the Fireball 220 presented by McAllister Precision Marketing. Let me tell you about MPM, McAllister Precision Marketing. They can assist up-and-coming racers with career advancement, promotion, and assist in sponsorship procurement. MPM also has media and professional etiquette training. They work with premier driver development teams and limited late models to late models. And they also help the teams to make it up to the levels of K&N, ARCA, Truck Series, and even NASCAR Xfinity. Contact Tanya McAllister today at McAllister Precision Marketing, 803-361-6199. Today, get on the board with MPM.
Locked up, but we were about 7 to 8 tenths faster than those boys out there. I just hate, we had bad luck, but hey, it's all right.
As Justin Hall on why he could not start. Third place finisher Matthew Brewer standing over here, and there have been a few cars in the mud here tonight. Great run. Looked like you were in contention for the win. What happened in those closing laps?
Coming to the end, the restarts they got me, and maybe next time we can get them. Good way to finish the end of the season out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Second place finisher Larry Hall. See if we can find him. Actually, the track's getting ready to interview Larry here, so we'll get him in just a second. Race winner Stephen Brewer, man, a hard fought, and your car came to life right when it mattered, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. The end of the race. That's always when it comes through.
For you, and this is a this is a victory. Any win is hard to get in the mini cups, especially against a guy like Larry Hall.
Oh yeah, it's always hard when Larry's are running.
Congratulations, Stephen Brewer pulling off the victory. Larry Hall comes home second. Track's interviewing him right now. There was a little bit of discussion before that about the finish. So let's wait just a second here.
Way to go, baby. Come in, give me a hug. My grandson.
So again, a interesting call there on the finish.
All right, let's get a word in here with Larry Hall real quick. That they're trying to get a photo now. So just one more second here, Wesley.
Yeah, that's fine, buddy. Larry Hall again, their runner-up. We'll get his thoughts
now. All right,
now.
Larry Hall, man. That last restart proved to be your undoing in a race that you otherwise were very fast in.
Oh yeah, well, we good on the long runs, but we run out of laps that time. But like I said, I'm thrilled to. That's good, Jay. Hey, that's good. I'm thrilled to finish second. It's car is not our main car, but I'm tickled that it ran as good as it did, and I'm tickled to get back. It's been several years since I drove one, and I'm thrilled to be back here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say, with these cars, any car that comes out of your stable is going to be a good one, whether you're in it or Justin or Jay.